And good evening, everybody! Welcome to Angie's Angles. It is October the 7th in the year of our Lord 2021. We got Linda on the line. We got the never-ending Sager on the line. Oh boy, what's going on here? We're being interrupted. Bear with me because I might not be live. Hold on one second. Oh, you know what? I think I gotta put my thingamajiggies on. Oh God. Do you hear me now, Kev? Hold on. Do you hear me now? All right. How's that? Better now? I'm talking A B C D E F G. I'm still echoing. All right. I'm sorry about the echo. All right. We're gonna hang up. Thanks. First time, long time. All right, guys. We're on YouTube tonight. Um, Trying to get this done somehow. I'm being told I'm echoing a little bit, and maybe that's not really sure why. That maybe might be my setup or whatnot. Um, so I got to say, welcome everybody. Linda, thank you as always for joining us. I'm able to interact also on chat. That might be a lot better than I don't know, talking. I'm not really sure. So welcome everybody to Angie's Angles. We are broadcasting live from Adelphi University in my office. See my little bobbleheads behind me. Terry's wonderful cup. All right, Kev is telling me never ending sag. I'm good now, so that's great. It might have been because I didn't have my earbuds in, but we're now broadcasting live from Adelphi University. I had a couple of events tonight that I had to oversee, and we are here. Happy to be with you. So I'm hoping all my Facebook friends got my link and are signing on to YouTube. It seems like this will be the venue moving forward. I got my buddy Kev and Lori helping me down in the Carolinas, and they're going to get me up and running. We're going to have a stay tuned for the future because we're going to get some guests on here. I'm understanding that I can share my screen or whatnot or include them in my podcast. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be interesting. Today's Danny's Road to the Show, brought to you by Olio Restaurant, Stamford, Connecticut. Steve Costanzo, chef owner. Go see him. Mention Angie's Angles, and you get 10%. Okay, yes, thank you. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is all brand new. This is fantastic. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up for Angie's Angles, and I'll love you forever. Kev's helping me out down there. All right, Kev, thank you. Lori and Linda, nice seeing you. I'm not sure where everybody else is. I'm hoping they're going to be able to join us. But Linda, you give me hope because if you logged on, I'm sure everybody else is going to be logged on because I sent you the same link I sent everybody else. So I'm hoping that this all works. Oh, Danica. Hi, Danica. Thanks for joining. Danica is Danny's girlfriend, and she's a big fan of Angie's Angles. I'm surprised Danny's not on. I mean, where's my son? So this portion, Danny's Road to the Show, is brought to you by Olio Restaurant. So we talked about this last Thursday, Danny and his magic finger injury. Um, but I do have to say that I came away happy and impressed with Danny. This weekend he had a doubleheader with the East End Aviators. Jason Gobraith, owner coach of Danny's team, asked Danny if he could play. Danny said, "I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to run out there." Right off the bat, they tested Danny in outfield. He made a good running catch to the foul line, and Danny batted. Now he's in a hard split. His middle finger on his right hand is a hard split. Can't bend it. But his right hand is his guide hand. His left hand is his dominant hand because he's righty. So for us righties, when we swing the bat, our dominant hand carries through. Now, the famous Charlie Lau, who some say was the greatest baseball batting coach ever to live, he lives with the one-handed swing. Charlie Lau is a one-handed swinger. He believes in it, or he believed in it, and a lot of ball players swore by his swing style. So I I showed Danny. Taught him about Charlie Lau. He needs to know the history of baseball as well, and told him, listen, when you get halfway through your swing, let go with the right hand and keep going with your left hand because that's your dominant hand anyway. And the kid hit the ball. I mean, the kid put the ball in fair territory. He didn't get on base, but he put the ball in play, and that's better than not playing at all. So I'm going to give Danny a little kudos for stepping up to the plate, putting his fears aside. Um, we're grateful that he was able to do this. So um, we'll see what this weekend brings. He's got a couple games coming up this weekend, weather permitting. So that was Danny's Road to the Show, brought to you by Olia Restaurant, Stamford, Connecticut. I know I don't talk about Angelo Jr. on my podcast, and that's probably my fault in a lot of ways. Um, Angelo Jr. is the most wonderful kid with the biggest heart you'll ever want to meet. And I wanted to give a shout out to Angie. Angie, you're going to find your way. You're going to find what works for you. All I can say is there's nothing you're incapable of doing. Whatever you put your heart and mind to, Angie, you're going to nail it. And you're gonna accomplish whatever it is in front of you. Love you very much. You make me laugh. You're one of the funniest kids I've ever known, and I'm not just saying that because you're my son, but I'm giving you a big shout out, buddy, and you deserve it. And Dad and Mom and Dan, we all love you. So chin up, and things are going to be just fine for you. So shout out to my son, Angelo Jr., Angelo Michael Jr. And we're going to start incorporating you, Angie. So let's see what happens, okay? Um, Maybe you'll give me some topic to discuss, some anime updates. Angie's into anime. So we'll see what's going on there. So I wanted to do that. Let's talk about the Mets. Do we have to? Where's my friend Nick? Nick Troiano, where are you out there, Nick? Um, Linda, thank you. I appreciate that statement. Yes, it was long overdue, and I needed to acknowledge that. So thank you, Linda. Um, Thanks, Kev. Yeah, absolutely. So the Mets end this season, this pitiful season, this charade of a season, this um, desert oasis of a season where it's not real. This season was not real for the Mets. We're in first place for 100 days, 100 days, 190, first place, first place. We weren't in first place for anything. Come on, guys. We sucked. The whole division sucked. You can't claim first place with a 50 and 48 record. It's not first. I mean, sure, technically great first place, but nobody's running away with that division until the Braves woke up. The Braves said, New York Mets, thanks for keeping first place warm. Phillies had dabbled in it briefly, and then all of a sudden, here come the Atlanta Braves. Give a shout out to Kevin Carden down in Georgia. Kev, rooting for your team. All right, we got 7 watches at the moment. I'm loving this. All right. Oh, so we lost somebody. What's going on? Who signed off? I need to know this. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Angie's Angle. Subscribe to my channel, baby. Anyway, that's great. I do see that, Kev, now. I see the people count up there, and we just lost somebody. I don't know. Anyway, and I said this early in if you go back to my podcast, my first one being on April 1st, which is apropos. I started my podcast on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, which is what the Mets gave us, a full season, because not a full season, a fool's season, because they were in first place. I mean, it was a mirage. That's the word I'm looking for. It was a mirage. It wasn't real. There was no first place nonsense about it. Steve Cohen, I'm sorry. You wanted to brag to your buddies at the country club you were first place. You were really worried. You were keeping the spot warm for the team that finally woke up and took it. Harold! Harold Sanderson is on live with Angie's Angles, my buddy, my Twitter buddy, him and Kevin Carter. Harold, I love seeing you here, buddy. Thanks for joining us on Angie's Angles. 8:30, we're going to be YouTube Live. Thank you. Look, we got 8 people. We got 3 thumbs up. Come on. Where's the other 5 people? Give me my thumbs up. Join the channel. So, Harold Sanderson, great guy, Chicago Cubs fan, Ringo Starr, big fan. He's an accomplished musician, my buddy Harold. Played a couple of tunes on Twitter, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Harold and I share the same affinity and love for the Traveling Wilburys. I'm surprised Barbara's not here. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to stay here, Harold, because YouTube is public for everybody. You don't need any Facebook. You're going to catch me here on YouTube, Thursday nights, 8:30. So anyway, some would say, Harold, this is for you. Some would say Facebook is facing the end of the line. That's a song by the Traveling Wilburys. Look it up. Play that song. Wonderful song. Oh, Danny Gagliano is on. Well, we lost somebody, but we got 5 thumbs up. Hi, Dan. Welcome to Angie's Angles, buddy. Great to see you. So, so it happened, right? I called it. Thank God I don't have to burn any of my Met paraphernalia. Hey, Bob's here. All right. The Wilburys do. Barbara, a.k.a. Ruth Buzzy. I'm glad you're on here, Barbara, because now I got to take a minute or two and wish you, hun. I know it's tomorrow, but if we could get everybody to just say, happy birthday, Barb. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, I'm playing here all week. Don't forget to tip the waiters and waitresses. Anyway, Linda is throwing out a happy birthday wish to the Babs. Ruth Buzzy getting birthday wishes on Angie's Angles. So Steve Cohen, Sandy Alderson, whomever you want to give the credit to, fired Louis Rojas. And now let's hear this. So they didn't really fire Louis Rojas. They said, hey, Louis, thanks, but you're not coming back. However, we have a job for you somewhere else. What that job is, I don't care. Adios, muchachos. Get out of here, Louis. It was not even real. I don't let the door hit you in the rear end, buddy. I can't. I cannot. Louis Rojas should have never been the manager. Sandy Alderson should be the president of the club. Now Theo Epstein said, yeah, guys, you are really messed up that not even the great Theo Epstein can fix the Mets. And he declined the job. It was like, I heard it was a 4-minute luncheon. They didn't even look at the menu. Theo's like, yeah, I'm out. Thanks. I did hear that Theo wanted a percentage of the Met ownership. You know what, Theo, you come in, year 1 or year 2, you give us playoff caliber team, we're in the playoffs, then I think you could go and say, Steve, let me sign up for another 5 years, give me 2 or 3% ownership of the Mets, and I'm your guy. But you can't come in asking for ownership with doing nothing yet. So that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. So I don't have to burn an effigy and in my Met paraphernalia because we fired Louis. We just said no mas. No mas Rojas. I posted that on Facebook the other day. So who's our Met manager stock? Who do we have lined up? You got John Gibbons. You got Clint Hurdle. Clint Hurdle was a Met draft pick, a Met prospect back in the day. You're never going to get rid of Wally Backman because he's just too popular. So personally, I'd probably like to see Wally Backman personally because of his spirit, his fieriness, his insanity, kind of like me, right? But because of Wally Backman's background, Not a nice guy. Some domestic violence issues in the background. We can't do it. We can't do it. Harold, take it easy with Theo. Oh, unless yes, Theo is a very smart man. Unless you're referring that Theo's a very smart man for declining the Met job. I'm not really sure where you're going with that one, Harold. But if you could maybe tell me, I could comment on that a little bit better. So we got Wally Bagman. We got Carlos Beltran's back in the mix. We can't have Carlos Beltran back in the mix. You can't hire the guy, prance him out as the manager for a month, find out he cheated with the Astros and fire him, and then bring him back. It doesn't work like that. Carlos, your ship has come and gone. You missed it, buddy. You're at the airport. Eduardo Perez off the Major League Baseball Network channel. Now, I'm not against Eduardo Perez. I listened to him on MLB, knows his stuff. But Eduardo Perez, again, another guy that doesn't have managing experience. We can't do that. We need somebody that comes in here who's managed in the big leagues, in a big city, and ladies and gentlemen, it's leaving me one person. And I brought this name up. Yeah, it's not going to surprise you. It's not going to shock you. There's only one person, one man. Of course, Harold. It is Buck Showalter. Buck Showalter instantaneously brings credibility, brings pedigree, brings rules and regulations, brings the love of the game, brings discipline, brings principles. There's not enough adjectives I could throw out at you about Buck Showalter. The guy's a no nonsense manager, and this team needs that. This team needs to go and sign Buck Showalter tomorrow. Hey, Debs, how are you, Deb? I saw Lauren today. She looked great. I see her a lot, so I'm watching out for her, Deb. Deb's daughter-in-law goes here at Adelphi, so that's always great to be able to have that connection. So, yeah, and Deb would know this because Buck Showalter, right? He managed the Orioles, and Buck's timing's been a little off. I mean, he left the Yankees at the cusp of them winning. He molded it and got the Orioles to where they needed to be, and then they let him go at the cusp of when they won. He got the Diamondbacks to the playoffs when he managed the Diamondbacks. So Buck Showalter has been nothing short of successful. I mean, he's been phenomenal. Oh, Bob, I'm getting to that in a minute, love. Just give it a minute. You can't be ruining this Angie's angles. Anyway, so Buck Showalter is my candidate. I'm going to champion for him. You'll see me talk about it ad nauseum. All right. Bob needs me to interrupt Angie's angles. If she was here, she'd be busting through the door with a Ruth Buzzy imitation. So it's official. It is official after 162 games. All the voodoo dolls, all the trash talking. Barbara Caparuso is the undenied, undefeated champion of fantasy baseball in the club that Danny, his friends, myself, Barbara, and Angie actually helped Barbara in the draft. So Angie gets a winning ring as well. Barbara immersed herself in this fantasy baseball league. Self-admittedly drove me a little crazy with the constant calls every day. I got this guy. He sucks. I need to replace him. What do you think? I said, well, again, I kept telling it's a marathon. All right. So she did her thing. She took it. Not only did she win the final championship game against Danny, she beat Danny. She also scored the most points in the league throughout the season. Kudos to Barbara. Job well done. Thank you, Harold, for that. Yes. Yes, okay. And all the other bums in the league, they didn't say congratulations to Barbara. They kind of ignored her when she when it was official, and Danny and I congratulated her. Um so I got 10 people watching, I got 10 thumbs up. This is tremendous. Uh Debbie Debbie's partner Lee said he would pat you on the back, Bob, but your hand's in the way already. Self pat. I get that. You all get that? That's funny. That's good. Very good humor there, Lee. I appreciate that. Anyway, so good job, Barbara. Really great job. Um, so we're at the 8:50 mark. We got 10 minutes left. Angie's angles. I'm hoping everybody found this to be okay. I'm liking the chat. This is beautiful. Kevin and Lori down in the Carolinas, last minute tinkering. I believe he's going to help me do something else where I could bring on guests. I wouldn't mind having that happen. Harold, when I have guests, I wouldn't mind you and me maybe doing a little karaoke to a Traveling Wilbury song. That'd be awesome. I mean, I might. I'll probably be the I'll probably be the reason we lose viewership. All right, but so I'm gonna start a new thing too. Actually, I'm gonna start uh revealing obscure baseball rules. We're gonna add this to Angie's angles. We're gonna have to do it a little. I'm gonna have to create a little um, uh, matter in between now and April when the season restarts. I mean, we're going to have October. Well, October we'll talk about the playoffs, and that's all great. And how can I forget? What a great game the other night up in Boston. Where's Terry? Oh, you know what? I wonder if Terry got the link. Um, I hope she did because I pasted it on Facebook. Um, but the Yankees lost. Garrett Cole, the cheater, spit it up to Boston. Boston did what they had to do to get into the playoffs. They beat the Yankees at home. So a buddy of mine was telling me that had it not been for Francisco Lindor's 3 home runs when they played against the Yankees, where the Yankees lost, Yankees would have had home field advantage. That home run, that shot by uh, um, I don't remember if it was Judge or Stanton. Forgive me, I apologize because I don't follow the Yankees all that well. The hit off the Green Monster that he trotted and only got a single out of. Um, I think that was Stanton. Um, Barbara says, think about 1 hour live. So okay, well, 1 hour, Kev, 1 hour. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of fodder for me to put into a broadcast. But I might. The half an hour I think really garners a lot of short attention spans, and it gives me an opportunity. It was Stanton. Thanks, Danny. Stanton hit the ball off the wall and jogged to first. Had they been home at Yankee Stadium, that ball's out of the ballpark, and the whole dynamics change. Yeah. So I'm glad the Yankees lost. Sorry, Barb. She's a Yankee fan. So it's Boston. And last night's game, Justin Turner, ex Met, put the Dodgers on the board to tie the Cardinals 1-1. And then Chris Taylor hit the 2-run homer later in the game. It was a walk off, ninth inning walk off for Chris Taylor and the Dodgers. So it's going to be interesting. I think I'm looking forward to it. As I mentioned, Kevin Carden, my friend in Georgia, is an Atlanta Brave fan, so I'll be pulling for Kev and the Braves. I like to keep things in the National League to see how that goes. I could also be swayed to be Tampa Ray fan. They're a small money market team. They don't have a lot of money, and their players are quite dynamic. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. I don't see Officer Lennon on here. I don't see Ray Hughes, Mr. McGowan. I don't see. I hope you're doing okay, sir. Um, Terry, like I said, we're missing Terry, but we do have 9 viewers. I got 7 thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Angie's Angles. So we're gonna go. Oh, Jim is listening. Okay, thanks. Mr. McGowan is listening. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know, Barb. So Mr. McGowan, we give you a shout out, sir. We're pulling for you. All of us here on Angie's Angles. Um, I sent you what I sent you today. You're a good man. Proud to call you my friend, and we got you in our thoughts, my friend. So we're gonna go with an obscure rule that maybe you're not unaware of, and some of these I was aware of, and some of them I weren't. So I picked the first one that I saw that I wasn't aware of. So designated hitter. Now currently the designated hitter is only in the American League. This chatter, this talk that is coming to the National League, I have to resign myself to accept it if it happens. I don't like it. I'm not a designated hitter fan. I think the National League is pure baseball where it's strategic, where you know the pitcher's going to come up. Now you have a choice to either hit for the pitcher and pull him out of the game or let him hit for himself. I think it adds another layer to the complexity of baseball. I'm a purist when it comes to baseball. I don't want to see anything change when it comes to baseball. That's why I haven't said this. Oh gosh, I haven't said this in a long time. Rob Manfredo, leave baseball alone. And the first thing you can do by leaving baseball alone is remove yourself as commissioner, because you're no commissioner. You know, I wouldn't even go there anymore because it's not even worth my time. So here's a rule for the designated hitter. A designated hitter is specifically prohibited from sitting in the bullpen unless that designated hitter is serving as the bullpen catcher. Why would that be a rule? I mean, why can't you have this? So as being a baseball guy and trying to get into the head of baseball, this is what I think. If you're the designated hitter, the bullpens are usually quite a distance from the dugout, quite a distance from home plate. So if you're in the game and you're chilling in the bullpen and you forget, you're dozing, you sleep, or you don't think you're gonna get up at bat that inning, now you're gonna have to disrupt play because most bullpens are in the outfield and you gotta cut across the field to come to the dugout, unless they have a pathway underneath the stands to get. So I suppose that's probably why the rule exists. That's the only reason I can understand, because it's going to disrupt the flow of the game. So I don't know what to say. Sure, Barb. Thanks for that suggestion. So Joe West was umpiring behind home plate for the St. Louis Cardinal, Los Angeles Dodger. Cowboy Joe West, for those keeping track at home, and I know you are, a little Steve Summers tribute there. So Joe West is fine. Listen, Joe West should have retired a couple of years ago, but he's finally hanging him up. I hope and pray that he takes Angel Hernandez with him. Angel Hernandez is the worst umpire known to. Angel Hernandez can't even umpire our Little League games in town. He's horrible. But anyway, Joe West, an accomplished career, Cowboy Joe West, big country music fan. Um, you know, enjoy your retirement, Joe West. Thanks for all the years of arguing. He was animated. He was flamboyant. He was one of the better umpires. Um, Kev, maybe that's a reason, because of sign stealing or delay of game, perhaps. Sure, that's why the designated hitter can't hit and can't sit out in the bullpen. So we're at the 8:58 mark. Um, so uh, I'm researching something. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm researching, but I'm researching something, and I'm gonna try to surprise all of you. I got to come up with an idea, and stay tuned because we have a surprise coming, probably by Christmas time, if everything goes right. So we're at 8:59. Kevin, Lori down in the Carolinas, thank you for your assistance getting me up and running. This has been the first broadcast of Angie's Angles on YouTube. I guess studio, we're calling it. YouTube studio. Join us next week, Thursday night, 8:30 on YouTube studio for another episode of Angie's Angles. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody. Woo, woo, Linda. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Kev, Lori. Thank you, Harold, for coming on. That was a treat. Debbie, nice seeing you. Danny and Danica. Always a pleasure. Get your friends. Tell your friends. Look at that. I got 8 thumbs up. This is Angie's Angle saying good night. God bless. And I love you.